Hello, all you lovely freedom people out there, and welcome to another Freedom Rant. I'm today's ranter, Bradley. Today I'm going to be ranting about the Federal Reserve Bank, how they control you, how they control me, how they control everything that we see. A little bit more about taking our power back. Come on, let's go. The Federal Reserve is about as Federal Express. The Federal Reserve Act was put into place on December 23rd, 1913, after being written on Jekyll Island by all the big bankers. Of course, because it was written by the bankers, it was most advantageous for, guess who? The bankers. Duh. So anyway, Federal Reserve Act put into place December 23rd, 1913 by Woodrow Wilson. December 23rd, of course, you know, is 2 days before Christmas, right? The day before Christmas Eve, which means most of Congress wasn't even there. Federal Reserve Act was never fully ratified. Another cool little fact. The 6 men who attended this secret meeting where the bill was constructed on Jekyll Island represented an estimated 1/4 of the total wealth of the entire world. Yeah, that's right. The entire world. Right? These individuals were Nelson W. Aldrich, who just happened to be the father-in-law to John D. Rockefeller Jr. Yeah, those Rockefellers. Henry P. Davison. He was a senior partner for the J.P. Morgan company. A. Piatt Andrew, who was the assistant secretary of the Treasury. That's nice. Frank A. Vanderlip, president of the National Bank of New York, representing William Rockefeller. It's funny, so also the National City Bank of New York, Prescott Bush was also, I believe, the founder of that. I don't know. I'm going to have to get some more info on that. Interesting. Number 5, Benjamin Strong. He was the head of J.P. Morgan's Bankers Trust Company. Paul M. Warburg. He was a partner in Kuhn, Loeb and Company. He represented the Rothschilds and Warburgs in Europe. Now, why is this interesting? This is interesting, or why is it useful to know this? Well, here we go. So just so we know about that, how do we control nations? You control a nation through monetary systems, right? If I can say today it costs you $10 to feed your family, and tomorrow it costs you $100 to feed your family, there are massive implications to that, right? Especially if nothing else changes. Right? We all know this. Prices are skyrocketing, but incomes are not rising, right? Our wages are not going up to match that. Not even close. Right now, the Fed is telling you that there is no inflation. Everything is gravy, right? That's not true. You can see that through the prices rising everywhere around us. Now, again, since 1913, right? The Federal Reserve Act was put into place in 1913. What event happened in 1914? A really big worldwide event. World War I. We have been in war perpetually ever since, right? And why is this? Because every time we go to war, we have to borrow money. From where? From whom? Where do we get our money? Oh, well, we have to borrow it now from the Federal Reserve Bank on interest. So every time that we go to war, we're like, oh, man, we need money to go to war. We have to go to war, right? Because war is, it's a good thing, right? War is great. Yay, let's go to war. So, okay, hey, yeah, sure. Let's go to war, okay? But we need to borrow this money, and we're going to borrow it from this privately owned bank on interest. So you can see that war is very advantageous, but it's only advantageous for a very small group of people in this world. And that's how you have all of these central banks, right? The Federal Reserve Bank is not the only central bank in the world. No, there's 12 of them all around the world. And what do? They run everything. They pit us against each other. This one, this country's the bad guy and this country's the bad guy. They don't care. It's all controlled by the same people. Who's your Fetty? Who's your Fetty? That's right. Who's your Fetty, bitch? You do what we say.